You're watching BCTV. We're all about Branford. You're watching BCTV, Branford Government Television, a service of Branford Community Television. This program is brought to you in part through the support of the town of Branford.
Okay, welcome. We'll call the Board of Selectmen's meeting for May 17, 2023 to order. Item 1, to consider if appropriate, approve the Board of Selectmen minutes of April 19th, 2023.
Motion to approve. Second.
It's been moved, seconded, edits, corrections, omissions. Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Item 2, there are no tax appeals tonight. Item 3, to consider if appropriate, approve a request from the Fairhaven Community Health Clinic Incorporated to abate property taxes and the interest for the October 1, 2020, October 1, 2021, and October 1, 2022 grand list. Attorney.
Hi, good evening. I'm David Hardy, along with Amy Tremonti. We're here on behalf of Fairhaven Community Health Clinic. Thank you for giving us some time this evening. We'll try to be brief and to the point. Just by way of background, Fairhaven Community Health Clinic is a 501c3 charitable organization. It's been serving communities and patients in need since 1971. It is a federally qualified health center. It provides primary care, dental care, medical and health care to patients regardless of their ability to pay. It began its mission in Fairhaven in 1971. Over the year, it's expanded to help provide access to underprivileged populations throughout New Haven, more recently East Haven, and most recently opening its clinic in the town of Branford at 221 West Main Street in January of 2020. The expansion into Branford was preceded by findings by the federal agency that there was a population of need that was in need of medical services here. And after signing the lease for 221 West Main Street and fitting up the premises for the clinic, Fairhaven opened its doors in January of 2020, right before the onset of the pandemic, of course. And so it began immediately providing critical health care to the community and to the residents of Branford. And later, when the vaccines became available, it was able to broadly distribute vaccine to the town of Branford. And so in the short time that Fairhaven has been providing services to Branford, it's become clear that the federal agency's prediction and estimates of need have proved very accurate. I'll give you just a brief statistical window. So between December 2021 and November of 2022, Fairhaven saw 13,299 patient visits at the location in Branford. Only 25% of the patients that it saw had private insurance. 63% seen by Fairhaven during this period were on Medicaid. 13% had no insurance whatsoever. So Fairhaven does provide a very critical benefit to the Branford community. It is exempt in all the other towns in which it provides services. And unfortunately, when it came to Branford, due to some missed filings and filing errors committed by prior staff of Fairhaven, Fairhaven was tripped up in terms of its receiving a timely exemption here in the town of Branford. And there are also some issues in terms of over-reporting the extent of its personal property. And so we've been trying to rectify those issues, and we have worked cooperatively thus far with the town, with the assessor, to rectify the exemption for the organization going forward. But Fairhaven really needs relief from the tax bills that were issued during the period when the exemption was not in place. And so specifically, we're concerned about the October 1, 2020 grand list tax bill of $55,934.10, the October 1, 2021 grand list bill of $44,550.20, and then a new bill that will be forthcoming in July for the October 1, 2022 grand list. Unfortunately, these bills came about due to inadvertence on the part of the organization, and the burden of those bills does compromise its ability to provide services to the community. And so for those reasons, we are coming to the Board of Selectmen and respectfully requesting that you consider and approve our request that the taxes for the organization be abated for those three specific grant list years. We're, of course, happy to answer any questions you may have, and if you don't, we do thank you for your consideration.
I will just add that Attorney Perito, on behalf of the town, as well as the tax assessor and tax collector, were part of the discussions to resolve this matter. And so they've all reviewed what is being requested. So is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Move second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Item 4, to consider and if appropriate, approve a request from Peter Semino, Director of Branford Counseling and Community Services, to waive the bid for a revenue cycle management system and award a 1-year contract to Bell MedX in the minimum amount of $1,999.99 per month, or 3.99% of the monthly collections. Estimated value of the 1-year contract is $24,000.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm here with Jen Sylvia, who did a lot of research on this program they would like to start using for our billing system. And what this is essentially is, I'll have Jen go into the details of it, but it's to do our billing, and they'll do a lot of follow-ups, which will, any claims that are outstanding, this group has the capacity to go and get some of the outstanding claims, which hopefully will reduce our accounts, or decrease our accounts receivable. I'm going to have Jen explain the whole concept of this program.
So we started vetting revenue cycle management systems about probably a year ago, following the public health emergency and the pandemic. We saw a rapid change to our billing for insurance. We bill private insurance, Medicare and Medicaid. All of those changed essentially overnight with the advent of telehealth and being able to do phone or audio only services. So we found that in order to keep up with those changes, it was requiring a great deal of manpower, hours of webinars and seminars and reading to keep up on the regulations as they change day to day. Now with the end of the PHE, they're changing again. And so having only one dedicated biller, it's just enough to keep us on our day-to-day outgoing billing. So when we get rejections back or denials, we don't have the manpower to appeal those, and the insurance companies don't, by design, make that easy to do. They want you to chase the money. They make it harder for you to get it. So we have found that in order to be able to recoup as much money as we are rightfully due, we need to be able to have a dedicated system for that. So the revenue cycle management systems will handle our denials, our appeals, keeping up on all of the rules and regulations as they relate to the changes, not only in the end of the PHE, but behavioral health and insurance in general, which is a constantly changing beast that you have to keep up with. So out of the ones that we did vet, this is the one that we felt was the most appropriate for us as a behavioral health provider, and was able to help us not only with our current billing, but going back and trying to recoup some of the billings in the past. So we did look this over, and we did have a meeting about a year ago.
We did, and we actually tried to get some local agencies to do this, and they looked at us, and we don't meet their revenue threshold.
Yeah, we're either
They're
too
looking
small,
for big bucks.
or they're specialized. So like, I believe the ambulance service uses or is looking to use one, but they only deal with ambulance services, so we couldn't kind of partner with them.
Okay, and this is just a 1-year contract, so therefore it doesn't require the financial review by Board of Finance. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Move second. Any further discussion, questions?
This is the only company in this area that can do this? I'm just looking quote-wise, so no one else is going to do it?
We contacted several of them in the agency, in the area, and they're saying that our income is not sufficient enough. They're looking for $1 million plus. So it's like, and there's a local guy in East Haven, and he's like, no, we can't even talk to you, so.
And the 24,000, have you done an analysis to show that you recover this with additional billing,
Well,
additional collections?
Well, what we're looking at, we know that we average around 50,000 a month. So, the 3.99% is around 2,000. So what they're saying, if they collect more than that, they'll take that percentage, which is fine, because we have had some accounts receivable. We're still waiting for some of that, and there again, that's where the research comes in. We don't have the time nor the personnel to do that. So we're hoping that we'll be able to reduce that and actually bring more revenue in.
All right, it's been moved, second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 5, to consider and if appropriate, approve a recommendation from the Solid Waste Management Commission to award a 3-year contract with the option for 2 one-year extensions to Cherry Hill Construction for the management of bulky waste per the price proposal sheet effective July 1, 2023.
Hello. So the attached spreadsheet is there for the actual contract that we're looking to award, but we did receive 2 bids for this. The spreadsheet you're seeing is actually significantly lower than the other bidder by up to more than double per haul for the other bidder, and per ton ranges in price from higher by $5 to up to $35 throughout the 5 years.
Okay. All right.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Move second. Any further questions? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Item 6, to consider and if appropriate, approve a recommendation from the Solid Waste Management Commission to award a 3-year contract with the option of 2 one-year extensions to Chase Waste, DBA Chuck and Eddie's, Chuck and Eddie's, for the recycling of scrap metal per the price proposal sheet effective July 1, 2023.
So here again, we had 2 bids. The spreadsheet that you're looking at shows a percentage of what's called the American metal market value. So that is a fluctuating value that we, the town, would receive 75% of that per ton, and that is set each month. The other bidder set a constant deduction from that metal market of minus 108 per gross ton. So we did a calculation and figured out that Chase Waste or Chuck and Eddie's for the 75% revenue to the town would be a higher revenue up to $432 per gross ton. Currently, the gross ton for the American metal market value, it's bundle number 2, is at $255. And historically, the highest value that this market has seen for bundle number 2 is $418. So as long as we don't go above 432, which historically was relatively close but is now far away from, we will have a higher revenue through this bid rather than the other bid.
All right.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Move second.
I just have, really, all we're really doing tonight is waiving this bid because we didn't advertise, mainly because he has quotes.
Actually, you know what? No, we're just awarding the contract, so
Right.
we're not waiving the bid.
Okay.
So
Right.
the Solid Waste Commission makes recommendations
Right.
to
Okay.
the Board of Selectmen per
Yep.
the ordinance. So, all right. All right.
Thank you.
Wait, it's been moved second. All in favor, say aye. Did we
Aye.
vote? Aye. All right,
Okay.
thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Item 7, to consider and if appropriate, approve a request from Brian Devlin, Superintendent, WPCF, to waive the bid for the purchase of the installation of a Homa 34 horsepower non-clog sewage pump at the Hosley Avenue Pump Station. Award the contract to Mechanical Solutions at a total cost of $16,511. This is to replace pump number 2.
Yes, pump number 1 was approved a month ago, so I had the force mains rebuilt at the station, so I'm going to just get a second pump also. So I have 2 new pumps at the facility. Right now, they're 14 years old. So that's why I figure I'd put the extra one in there too, so we'll be done.
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
All right, it's been moved second. Any other discussions? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Item 8, to consider and if appropriate, approve a request from Brian Devlin, Superintendent, WPCF, to waive the bid and the purchase of a 30 horsepower EMU submersible mixer for the TWAS tank and award the contract to Mechanical Solutions at a total cost of $30,229.
Yeah, this is a TWAS mixer we use in our TWAS tank. The mixer we have in now, it's been rebuilt about 5 to 6 times over the 22 years. It's still workable, but efficiency-wise, it's on its way out. So I had enough money, I wanted to just get another pump because it had 24 years, and I don't have any spare pumps. And this one, the one I take out will be the spare pump, and then the one will go in its place.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Move second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you,
Okay, thank you
Pat.
very much.
All right, item nine, we're going to remove from the, we won't take any action on that.
Okay.
It was requested to remove that from the agenda. Item 10, to consider and if appropriate, approve a request from the Fireworks Committee to waive the bid for the 2023 fireworks display and award the contract to American Fireworks Display in the amount of $30,000.
Good afternoon. So at our last meeting, last Thursday evening, we discussed a presentation from 3 companies, Jamie, regarding the fireworks. American Fireworks, Zambelli, and Pyrotechnico, which is the old Atlas. After reviewing them all, we felt that American was giving us the best bang for our buck, for lack of words. They're providing us 2,725 shells compared to the others. The committee took a vote, and it was majority with 1 abstention to go with American.
Okay. All right. Questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Sure.
Thank you. On the agenda, it says to waive the bid, but you just mentioned that there were 3 bids?
Yeah, so per our purchasing ordinance, they have to advertise it in a paper, newspaper for circulation. That meets our bid requirements. So even the fact that they solicited multiple pricing is still waiving the bid requirements per our purchasing ordinance.
Because it wasn't advertised?
So it wasn't advertised in a newspaper.
We sent email requests out to the various companies.
So, you know, there's a select few, right. So that's the section we're waiving. All right, it's been moved second, and just for the record, everyone knows that it's going to be held Saturday, June 24th.
Correct.
With the
Rain date is Sunday.
Sunday, June 25th. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Alex. To consider and if appropriate, approve the 2023-2028 Local Capital Improvements Plan, LoCIP, for the town of Branford. Presenting this, Kevin Ortiz, our design engineer for the town of Branford.
Yeah, so it's just an update to the LoCIP list. We want to do the West Main Street Island, same thing we did on the East Main Street, and we just need to update the list in order to use that funding.
So LoCIP is a state dollars that will come to town, as long as the Board of Selectmen approve the projects that are on our approved list that are eligible to tap into that funding source. So it's non-local tax dollars, it's state dollars. And it would be improving the island, putting a sign, new curbing, I think brick inlay,
Brick,
signage.
granite curbing, and
Yeah,
sign.
similar to the one that's out by the high school. All right,
Motion to approve.
Second.
move second. All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, thanks. Item 12. Sorry, to consider and if appropriate, approve the proclamation designating June 2nd, 2023 as Gun Violence Awareness Day. Yeah, I was going to read the proclamation. Did you want to say something prior to it? or-
I just, this was something that you had agreed to, the proclamation last year.
Yes.
Here in the town of Branford. And one reason why I think it's important to talk about the reason why it's orange. Orange is what hunters wear,
Yeah.
about safety, and this is just about awareness and gun safety, essentially. So if you'd like to read the proclamation, terrific.
Oh, sure. All right. Where Orange 2023 proclamation declaring June 2nd to be Gun Violence Awareness Day. Whereas in Connecticut during 2022 there were 241 gun deaths, the highest toll in more than 15 years. And whereas community gun violence accounts for a majority of gun homicides in Connecticut. And whereas firearms are the second leading cause of suicide in Connecticut and account for half of all Connecticut gun deaths. And whereas as early May in the United States, there have been an average of more than one mass shooting every day. And whereas more than 80% of child firearm suicides use a handgun belonging to a family member, and 2/3 of school shooters obtain a gun they used from their home or the home of a relative. And whereas abused women are 5 times more likely to be killed if the abuser owns a firearm, and nearly 1 million women have reported being shot at by an intimate partner. And whereas in Connecticut, it's estimated that from 2012 to 2017, more than 3,700 firearms were stolen from individuals, an average of 12 thefts per week. And whereas the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms reports that theft is a significant avenue by which firearms end up in the hands of criminals. And whereas exposure to gun violence is a form of toxic stress that can change a child's brain development and lead to lifelong consequences, including decreased academic performance, chronic health problems, substance abuse, and unstable employment. Whereas, beyond the loss of life, the emotional and physical pain suffered by survivors and the profound impact on communities where gun violence is pervasive. Gun violence has tremendous economic consequences, costing Connecticut taxpayers up to $90 million annually and more than $430 million in direct costs and $1.2 billion in societal costs. And whereas this June 2nd would have been the 26th birthday of Haidia Pendleton, a teen who was shot and killed as an innocent bystander while with friends in a Chicago park, following which Haidia's friends chose to wear orange on her birthday because hunters wear the color orange to protect themselves. And whereas by participating in Wear Orange activities, we call attention to the crisis of gun violence and signal our commitment to reducing gun violence in all its forms. Now, therefore, the Branford Board of Selectmen do hereby declare June 2nd, 2023, Gun Violence Awareness Day in Branford. I have a motion to accept that proclamation.
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Item 13, green use. To consider and if appropriate, approve a request from the Branford Garden Club for the use of the town green on October 13th through November 7th, 2023 for the placement of scarecrows on the green.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, it's been moved, seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Reappointments, Green Committee, David Minicozy and Susan McNamara, terms to expire May 31st, 2026.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Move second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Inland Wetlands, Claire Spurgeman and Suzanne Boda, terms to expire May 31st, 2026.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Move second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item passes. Item 15, appointments, Inland Wetlands Commission, alternate, David Kuklowski, to fill a vacancy left by Patricia Lynch, term to expire May 31st, 2024.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Green Committee, this will be the Historical Society representative, Susan Winkle, to fill a vacancy left by Susan Rude, term to expire May 31st, 2024.
Motion to approve.
Second.
So move second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passes. Green Committee, Chamber of Commerce representative, Cynthia Wright, term to expire May 31st, 2026.
Motion to approve.
Second.
So move second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Zoning Board of Appeals, Robert Harrington to fill a vacancy left by Brad Carrera, term to expire October 31st, 2027.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Move second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item passes. Item 16, I believe there's some correspondence. No, right? And any other business? All right. Item 18, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
This program was brought to you in part through the support of the Town of Branford. Watch town meetings and other videos on demand at BranfordTV.org.